Let me do that. Okay, so we are going to just talk about like planning in general, like all kinds of things today. And right now we're going to go through the challenge group guide and just kind of like in case you didn't know like what is here, I'll kind of share what I do and what I use from here, from this folder, that has nothing to do with my challenge group. But I use the weekly meal plans and I send those weekly to my um, customer list, my entire customer list. And I use the newsletter, but I've also purchased, because I send a weekly newsletter, so I've purchased her the Mompreneur newsletter guide. I don't know what it's called. So she gives you like a little bit more newsletter stuff to share, but if you just did a monthly, this is good enough. It gives you some stuff to share. There's always a family fun calendar. There's invite ideas. So like sometimes you'll see a bunch of us sharing like the same post and you're like, oh, where'd that come from? It came from Mompreneur, like if you're using a specific post, it came from her. There's always a podcast calendar. So let's just open up a few of these things. So the weekly meal plans are one of my favorite things. And I send them every Sunday morning to my entire customer list. I use Flowdesk, but apparently like I'm not supposed to anymore. I don't know yet. There's some clause that they don't want MLMs to like use it or something. I don't really know. But so I send this email that basically just gives them the meal plan. That's it, the meal guide. So this meal guide I attach to the email. Oh, it's not available yet. It will be next week for November. But I attach that to the email and it goes to my entire list. And then on Fridays, I send a newsletter. So the newsletter folder, these are just ideas. You do not have to do any of this, you know what I mean? But just giving some ideas if you want to start serving and offering more value to your current customers. And it's a great way to promote on your social media too. Like I send a weekly newsletter and maybe you send that to people who aren't your customers, but you're offering value. And then you're putting little sales links and different things about our groups in the email, and it may entice people to then join you. But she gives you like if there's images for the newsletter, as well as the actual wording of the newsletter content. So I love that. I just put it under goal getters, just like right now, a minute ago, 7. So, but yes, every month it is under the file section. And then there's even like recognition graphics for your challenge group, and different things like these challengers checked in, and you can tag all of the challengers that checked in every day that week. Like the simplest little things that we don't have to then do. I remember like 7 years ago, I would spend so much fucking time making stuff like this. And thank you, Lindsay, for purchasing this for all of us. The family fun calendar, again, this is something that you can share with your entire audience. Like you can put this, if you wanted, this could be like your freebie for the month to attract people to then start conversations with them. So you could even like link this in your link tree, download it. You could take this link to this image and put it in your link tree and have people go grab that. Better yet, have them give you their email and then you send that to them, because then they're going to be in your email list and you can send them your newsletter or your weekly guide or whatever it is. What else is in here? Challenger check-in messages. If you're never sure, like, what the heck are you gonna, what else, what can I say? Here's where the IG story templates are. It's easiest to download it onto your computer and then share it to your phone, or that's why we always end up sharing it in like the message threads, because it's easiest to download that way. It is a little bit harder to get it just directly from your phone. It is possible, but it takes a few extra steps, and you have to do it in Safari. That's one thing that I found. is that it's easier to do it in Safari rather than in Google Chrome, because I usually use Chrome on my computer, my phone. There's some engagement post ideas, like you could do these. Again, you could throw this on your Instagram stories or in your challenge group. Like just giving you ideas of like things that you could start planning for your own social media and stuff. And then this is a podcast calendar. There was one month that I followed it and I loved it because it like got me out of my same old podcast that I listen to all the time and like listening to new people. So there's that. There's a workout calendar this month. There's a habit tracker this month. There isn't always every month, but there's some extra things this month. A healthy Thanksgiving PDF guide. Again, this is a great November freebie that you can offer to your audience. Grab their email, send them this guide, and then they're on your email list and they're getting your weekly newsletters or any other whatever emails that you sent. So I thought it would just be helpful. I know for me, like for some people, they haven't taken the time to actually open this calendar. And when we post November challenge group guide, they're like, oh, whatever, will I use my own posts or whatever? But there's so much more in here than just the challenge group guide. Here's IG story trackers and surveys, you know, like those little, like these things, which then like, oh, tag me. You could tag 3 friends and then they do it and then they tag you. And again, that's that social proof that other people are following you, loving you, and you're not the only one. So, I'm going to stop sharing. Was that helpful for some of you who may have never dug into that guide before?
It was helpful for me and I purchased it.
Good. Oh shoot, I have to let back in. I forgot. Somehow this stupid thing keeps making me approve people in. But anyway, just like good ideas to like, oh yeah, all these things are for our challenge groups, but they're not really. They're to help us with our entire audience, to engage, get engagement, get people interested. Like, for example, if I'm saying like, use this Thanksgiving PDF as a freebie, and I say get someone's email and then send it to them, does everyone know like how you would do that? Or would you just put like, send me your email and I'll send it to you? There's ways to do that. We don't need to get into super technical things. If you love that stuff and you want me to show you, I'm not going to go into it today, but like you can create a landing page that literally just, they then go there, if they put in their email, and then it automatically sends them the guide. Like it's all automated. That's what Flowdesk helps with. I think I briefly talked about that back in the day when I was talking about Flowdesk. But if you love that kind of stuff and want things to be like automated and all that kind of stuff, I'd be happy to share that I can help you walk you through that. Some people are like, no, it's fine. I'll just like ask people for their email and then I'll send it like myself through email. Like no big deal. I don't want to have to do that because I'll forget or like whatever. I want things just like automated. So that was that. I thought like that would be helpful to go through. And then, like I said, the things that I had planned out, trying to think of where we should start. Let's start with like just yourself. Again, this isn't going to be like super, we're not going to really share with each other too much unless you want to. I may ask a couple people to share if it may be helpful to be like, oh yeah, I'm not sure like what my 6 things are, or maybe throw them in the chat. But like, for example, we've said this before, right? There's this top 6 boxes of your Instagram, are essentially the 6 things about you, right? Your posts should vary. They shouldn't be the same thing all the time. To engage people, to get people to get to know you. It then helps you. I love how Lindsay's always like, go to your last post. What's something that like jumps out to you? Someone came to your page. Like, for example, if it's a fully tattoo, if like she's showing off her tattoo, then the next day when she's looking to connect with people, she's going to go to a tattoo artist and connect with people there, because that's what her last post was. Like, you could see that, right? You could see that she's got a full sleeve. Or if your last post was about faith, like for me, if it was really about something that I was going through and I'm talking about faith, then I may go to one of my favorite Christian authors. So like, what are the 6 things that you regularly or want to regularly post about that aren't necessarily, I mean, our business would be one, like at least talking about coaching should be one of them, and at least talking about fitness and or nutrition and like wellness overall would be another. But what are the other 4 things? So I want you to just kind of jot them down. You can share them in the chat if you want to. It may give people other ideas. But like, what are the other 4 things that you would be talking about that make you you? And they're like super simple. Like for me, coaching and wellness. And then my other 4 are faith, meditation, adventure, outdoors, like mountain stuff, and then like friends or fun or just like general things. Like they're simple, but at least for me. So then what I would do is give each of those a day of the week. And that helps me. I said this, and I don't know if you heard this, Lindsay. I said, for Lindsay, she doesn't need to do this. She just is like really good at writing posts and like coming up with great inspirational posts all the time. I struggle at times that like I need to have a topic, at least if I don't have something that I'm like, ooh, I need to post about that today. You know what I mean? Like, at least then I have something to fall back on to be like, oh, okay, well, today I said I was going to post about faith, or I could look at the last 2 things that I posted about and know like, oh, okay, I haven't talked about the outdoors or the mountains in a while. So maybe I can include a picture about that, but then maybe my post is a little bit different. Yeah. Spiritual awakening, holistic health, fitness, postpartum, homeschooling. Yeah, that's awesome. You can talk about those things. Yeah, because I almost wrote kiddos, but like, and I post my kiddos on Instagram stories, but I don't post them on like my feed, if that makes sense. I don't know. But I kind of like try not to put their full faces on there all the time. I think you can dig, yeah, like Lindsay said, dig deeper into like what makes you you. What's more than just hair and fitness. Like, you're so freaking funny. You're so welcoming, and like community is like definitely one of the things that you need to constantly talk about. Yeah. Why? Does anyone else have what they talk about? No.
And then if I talk about all the wine that I love drinking, people think that I have a drinking problem, and I don't need people to be putting that eye on me.
Oh boy.
I think
Lindsay knows.
I think if people are struggling with this, a way that, because it for me, coming up with those topics I just told you are very simple because it's so much of what I'm passionate about. But it wasn't that simple to begin with. And I remember someone saying it to me this way that really helped. And maybe this can help you. If someone walked into your home right now, if you walk into someone's home, what do you notice first? What's on the wall? Are the dishes in the sink clean?
That I live out of a suitcase.
Did they sweep their floor? What is their decoration, or is it like frat house, sorority, like just thrown together? Or how is their decor? Do they have like an eye for decor? What type of decor do they like? Is it contemporary, tradition? You know, what is it? Do they have animals? So when you think of it this way, Jordan, when someone walks into your home, you're living with your parents trying to get money to buy a house. How many people are in that same place right now? More than you know that could relate to you. Working out, you're still making yourself a priority there. You know what I mean? So when people walk in there, or let's say your bedroom then, or your house that you lived in that you owned before you sold it, right? What would people know about you? So maybe if it's sometimes you can't think of the personality things, it was easy for me to say, oh, well, when people walk into my home, this might be what they pick up on right away. You know, I don't know if that helps.
Yeah,
You have bangs.
I do. I look like Duke from The Secret Life of Pets sometimes.
What? I don't know what that is, so that's why I don't get it. But
You don't know who Duke from The Secret Life of Pets is?
no,
Come on, Dookie.
never saw it. I don't have kids.
You watch a lot of kids.
They don't watch TV. They're not allowed. Well, not very much. But anyhow. Okay, so let's now go into reels. Who's like a reel queen and wants to give a little tutorial? Anyone? You are?
I am scared to try to play with it.
Oh, you need a
What?
tutorial.
Yeah, like what if I like am playing with it and then it automatically randomly posts and then I'm like screwed.
You can delete it.
Yeah, then you just delete it, girl, and do it over again.
Oh my god, like how the other day I accidentally posted my freaking bank statement on my Instagram. That was fun.
Your what?
Yeah. I posted my bank statement with one of my posts by accident.
Oh,
started.
no. Whoops.
Hey, Jordan, we're not going to catch the Rona from you. You look like you're wearing a mask right now.
Because I'm so embarrassed. I'm sweating.
Oh, I'm frozen.
Here, this is Duke.
Oh.
Oh, I'm frozen. I can't see.
We can hear you, Megan.
Ain't nobody gonna get the Rona from me, Megan. I'm not contagious anymore.
What?
I don't have to be blacklisted anymore.
I can give a tutorial if you want, but I know Jessica could give a tutorial too.
I mean, we could do this on another day if everybody already knows how to do it. We could schedule a meeting.
Everyone does, though. I think this is something people really want, and I think it could be really helpful today. I mean, I could do it too, but
I was gonna say I can try to do it.
Mackenzie, you were saying you wanted
Oh,
to.
Mackenzie, go, girl.
I know, people. Here comes the lesson. I'm not a pro, but if you play with it, it's pretty fun. So, how should I do this? Is everyone in Instagram?
Yeah. Should we go to our Instagram? Oh no.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what I do when I go in, you just click your little circle in the bottom that takes you to your feed. Then you go up, or you can just do the add sign. You
In your stories?
story.
Okay.
You collect, you select reel. You have first button, the time, and they're kind of open since it's,
Yeah, is she right?
but they have 30-second reels that you can do. So all you do is just press on it says 15, it has a number, it's the first, I don't know, button. I don't know if that's what you call it. So if you want 15 seconds, you're good, right? Then the next one is music. And this is where it's like Triller. You just go through and it has all the songs you could think of that you want to pick, right? So we'll do Level Up.
4, 3, 2, 1,
So then you have your song picked. Then the third one is your speed. So how fast, if you want it to go faster, if you want it to go slower. This one I haven't really been able to figure out. So I just always leave it at the 1x. Because the other ones, I just don't know how it works when it goes faster or slower. But I think it is. The music sounds the same as in Triller, you know how it slows down or speeds it up. So, but there's that. Then you have all the fabulous filters. So you can add your filters and everything that you want to do for that. Then the last button is your timer.
4, 3,
So this is where it gets fun, is with the timer. So when you select the timer, it gives you your 15 seconds or your 30 seconds that you've selected. And then, do you see how it's like a red bar that's filling? Right? So this is where you grab it on the ends and you can adjust your time to whatever you want. Right? So now if you're like, okay, I've got my song, I've got what I'm doing, then you just set your timer and then you just, everything's set, right? You've got your filter, so you just press the button, you know, the play button, you do your thing, and then it just stops, right? So then let's just film. And so you just do that once it does its little reel. Then you get this little thing that pops up that's like a mirror. And that is where it looks like it's 2 picture frames. That one's fun if you're trying to do like a transition. So like if you're trying to go from throwing your shoe on or whatever, it goes to that last frame and it gives you a highlight of where your like hand was to grab something or to do that. So then you're like, okay, you can line yourself up and then you're in that same position when you do your next time. So now the thing is that when you, each section, if you do it in those little split times, you have to re-put your filter effects on and you have to reset the timer. So just to know it, like it doesn't save from when you chunk it off, because again, you can change it to whatever you want. But just remember, just always want to put back your filter and then select your timer again. And again, this is where you can just finish it off or you can drag it to do a different time. Does that make sense?
So then within the 15 seconds, let's just say your first
Okay.
clip is 5 seconds. Your next clip is going to be starting at the 5-second mark, going into the 10-second. And then your third clip, if you're doing a third one, is going to go from your 10 seconds to the last
Correct.
5.
Correct.
So you're going to readjust in 5 seconds.
Yeah, you just pull
on the
bar.
timer.
It will tell you because this little bar right here gets full. So this is
Right.
where my second time is going to go. So I still have about, you know, whatever,
0.0.
how many seconds left.
Yeah, it doesn't
Okay.
have
After
to
that.
be 5, 5, 5. Like,
No, I know. I was just trying for the sake of math because I'm not good at math.
Yeah. So you can just do it however many little chunks you want and it will just kind of end. And then once you're done, I have to film. Then the fun part comes when you can have the words come and go. And that took me a minute, but.
Oh, where people are like pointing at like chat boxes.
Right? So, okay, so we have our full reel all done. And then I'll have to. So then when you're done, like I really didn't film anything. Then once your reel time is filled, this is where you end up, is it's just, it plays what you filmed. So now you've got all of your like text, stickers, all that on the top of your reel. The stickers, if you put a sticker on it, it's gonna stay your whole reel. So it won't go away. You don't have the ability to like have this coffee, like I did put a coffee mug. So this the coffee mug, it would just stay there. You can't adjust it.
Oh, you can't move the sticker?
You can't
That's
move a
dumb.
sticker. So if a sticker you want, it's gonna go through the whole thing. But if you go to your text, what you do is I'll be like, okay, so Mackenzie. So you just type in whatever you want to say, right? And then you say done. And see how it comes up on the box right there?
Mm.
Right? So now I'm going to say Mackenzie is best. So now I said like Mackenzie is the best. And do you see how there's now 3 boxes?
Yes.
All right. See how this one is like, there's one of them that's highlighted. Hold on, sorry. So see how it is the best is highlighted. So that's kind of like, here, let me show you. Okay, I'll do the first one. Okay, so Mackenzie, right? See the bar on the bottom? Do you see how it has like, now the box is, the outside box is white and you've got your little drag box? Did you see how you change that? So you just click on your boxes, highlight it, and when it's highlighted, that's where you can drag this bar however far you want it to be. So I want it to be like just 2 seconds, right? So then the next one, I want to sit and move that to be after Mackenzie. So then I just sit there and I adjust it and pull it. So it's only going to be, it's only going to show up during that frame. And so then this, you know, I highlight my third one and then I just again drag it to where I want. So now when you play from the beginning, you kind of see Mackenzie and then it's hard to see on this, but is the best. So does that make sense?
Yeah, you can.
Sorry, it's kind of hard to explain it.
No, that's good. Yeah. But she
But
could
yeah.
also leave Mackenzie to be the whole time and then is to pop in after 3 seconds.
Yeah,
And
so then I
to
can
pop in after 10 seconds or whatever.
Mhm. And then if you leave it like highlighted like that when you're going through your reel and you're like, well, I want to see how it looks, just you unhighlight it and it goes away, because if it's highlighted white, you still see it when you're editing, if that makes sense. It's always,
Oh yeah.
do you know what I'm saying? So if you want to just really see, just have it all black and you can see as it goes through your reel.
Mm-hmm. I think, no, that was super, super helpful.
Yeah.
I think,
So I mean, it really is fun. Like you can do all kinds of things.
and I think the best way to like get idea, like my thing is like, I don't know what to do besides like the same old morning routine one all the time. You know, I want to get more creative with them and do different things, is really to just spend a little time watching and getting ideas from other people. You know, like as much as we tell you not to scroll on social media, like that's one thing, like to get some ideas. And then I've just been, I think in TikTok, you could like save a video or save a song.
And
And
you can do,
You
save
can?
the draft. You can save the draft.
No, but like if I'm watching one, So then I could go back and remember like, oh, I liked that idea.
Oh,
Now you could do that on TikTok. Can you do that?
I don't think so.
The only thing I've done is screenshot if I like their
Yeah.
song.
Me too. That's what I've done too.
They are addicting though. I never watch other people's stuff on social media and I could watch reels all day.
That's what
Some of
TikTok
them
is
are
like.
so
It's like
good.
because they're so quick and like they're yeah.
And I've done some research and I follow a lady and they do say that reels are more successful if you have it as a learning tool. So showing a recipe or giving a tip on something like, you know, water intake. Why is it important to drink water for the day? Like if you have facts, that's something educational, you get more views. And it is kind of crazy. If you look at the reels I've done, the ones of me doing like my morning routine in my shake, like maybe 30 views. But if I do things that are educational, like I did a recipe for a mango salsa, a pineapple salsa, and got like close to 200 views in like,
Oh wow.
I think it was something like a day or two. So, I mean, I'm not getting up to no like $1,000, not $1,000, 1,000 views. Some of them like, oh my God, but they're so funny. But that's what I've heard is something educational that people find value in is what's being most successful and what bumps you up in the algorithm.
Yeah, the one I did like a diet mindset one the other day, and that's gotten like almost 1,300 views compared to the others are like between 400 and 800 because it had like it wasn't just me dancing.
Mm-hmm.
It was like all the words. It was like the fun words.
So does it go based off of like, do you put it in a category kind of like Triller, where Triller has like dancing, lifestyle, yada yada?
Mm-hmm.
You don't put it in a
Fitness.
category, but you can put hashtags on it.
Oh,
But I didn't on this one. But hashtags, I guess, are supposed to be really good on Reels. Even better than posts. Because it's, I think probably because it's a smaller, like there's not as many Reels yet. You know what I mean? So like it's probably easier to find
filter.
things with a
Yeah.
hashtag. Yeah, filter with a hashtag and find good stuff so far. On the reel, click. Oh, you can save them to collections. Oh, good. So Danielle said on the reel, so like if you're watching a reel and you like it and you want to save it as an idea or whatever, you can click on the three dots and click save, and it goes into save posts and collections. And then you can move it where you want. That's awesome. Okay, good to know. Cool. What else? Any other questions about reels? And then, like, how many days a week? Like, if we're thinking about planning, I feel like we should like all commit to like getting out of our comfort zone and doing some reels this week. Should we say at least two reels this week? You can do 15 or 30 seconds, Devin. So they're quick as long as you don't overthink them. And like, it's probably the wording and everything. You get 30 when you go to the top where it says length. If you just click on it, it'll switch from 15 to 30. Oh, you only have 15? I don't know. Is it because, do you have a professional account?
And that is too something else with reels is they're constantly changing it. So some people get some things and some people don't. So it's really weird how they come. But I did realize that because I was like, oh, before I couldn't save in drafts. Like I couldn't save. Like when it first came out, it was so weird. And then all of a sudden now I can save my drafts. So I think they're like kind of changing it, and certain people have 30 seconds. Some can write text. Some can change the color of their, it's interesting.
I wonder if it's because you've been using it and they're giving more
Oh,
time to it, because I only had 15 seconds when I started, and about the third one in that I saw that you could move it to 30.
Yeah, and that could be,
Well, that's a good point. That's definitely possible. 15 is not too short. These are literally like, it's not too short. It's like people don't watch longer than that. They just want to like scroll, get the whatever they're getting and move. So I don't think 15 is too short. I would say 30 is too long.
These are helping create even shorter attention spans.
I know, right? Immediate gratification, this world that we live in. All right, so let's commit to, let's say, 2 reels this week. And then let's talk about IGTV, because that's kind of the next thing that we need to commit to doing and getting out of our comfort zone and speaking from your heart on something that you're passionate about or that you can teach about. Like that's the same thing. Like Mackenzie said, with reels, the ones that are getting the attraction and they're getting seen are the things that are teaching something. So like you can, like you hair girls can do hair, you know, like quick hair tutorials in reels. You can do them in IGTV too if you need it a little bit longer. But like, what kind of IGTVs? Like I want everyone to just like take a few minutes and write down some topics of things that you can do an IGTV about. Okay, like you can take it from those 6 things that we talked about. Now, like what can you teach about or share about? It could be a story, like what's going to attract people to you. And again, we don't have to share. This is just kind of your own inner work here. But like, what are some IGTVs that you can do? So like for me, a few are just like, I'm really passionate about like ditching the diet mindset right now, and helping people to like just live in a more loving mindset. A morning routine, a nighttime routine. And these like, your IGTVs don't have to be 10, 20 minutes long. Like again, the shorter, the sweeter, the better to get people to you, you know? So I said like my morning routine, my nighttime routine, just talking about the importance of like leaving your phone outside of your room, not next to your bed, not being on your phone an hour before bed, you know, like things like that. The importance of sleep and like how when you don't get enough sleep, how you end up like eating worse, not wanting to drink as much water. Like I slept like crap last night. And like today has just been like a shit show, you know? Being able to talk about that. Like I'm such a techie, geeky, like not like techie where I don't like know the in and out. Like I'm not an IT person, but like I can easily pick up like reels or like stuff like that. I guess that's harder to teach. I don't know how to actually teach that, but like I travel when I could travel. I travel a bunch, so like travel must-haves and like so like they're little things that aren't going to take a long time to share, and they're not like those things are not super deep like things, you know. You could do one about your story. You could do what is coaching. You could do all of those things, but that's not going to attract the everyday Joe Schmo where then you can connect with them on a different level and then, you know, build that relationship with them and like actually develop friendships on Instagram, you know? So hopefully you have some ideas for IGTV. Ooh, let's see. Devin has some good ones. Ooh, Halloween costumes. Setting up Renly's space. Yeah, time lapse. I love watching people's time lapses. I don't know. That's another thing. Like, think about the things you like to watch and then do it, you know? Time lapses definitely. Homeschool. Oh, yeah. Fact and myth versus coaching. Common fears. Third trimester fitness. Hospital bag. We got so many things, Devin. Now you just got to do it. Okay, so we talked about planning posts, we talked about planning reels, we talked about planning IGTVs. What is anything else that like you feel like, oh, I just like never make the time to do this in my business? Do you know what I mean? Like
Unfollowing.
unfollowing. So
need to
set a
unfollow.
time on I need to do that too. Like I got really good at it, I think at the beginning of the year, where like literally every time I would go to the bathroom, I would unfollow 100 people. So I was like, what, who are these people? I don't even know what I'm doing. Like, what? But literally it takes literally the time that you're sitting on the freaking toilet. Like it takes no time. You don't need to overthink it. Just unfollow. And if you accidentally unfollow Jordan, I think I did that. And then I followed you back. You know what I mean? It is what it is. Like, we all need to know that it's not personal if like somebody's not following you, you know?
Yeah, sometimes I also Instagram will also unfollow, like automatically unfollow people for you if you've had like zero interaction with them.
Oh,
Or if you've had so much interaction with them, they will automatically unfollow you because they want you to pay attention to other people than your top.
oh.
It's so annoying. And I think that that's what happened to me and you because I was tagging you in so many stories.
Oh,
And then like they kicked us off of each other's pages.
maybe.
Yeah, it's weird.
Wait, Danielle, you use an app called Unfollow? And does it just do it? Or do you have to still do it?
You still have to go in, but it will just like list everybody, and all you have to do is unfollow them. So like you don't have to go to other people's
Yeah.
profiles to see if like they're following you or whatever. But
Oh, yeah. That's good. Yeah, I just go to my profile and I go to following. Like I'm following way too many people right now. And I just like go through and I just click unfollow. You can go to like least interacted with and unfollow them if you don't, you know, like obviously that's somebody you might not need to be following. I know that like I unfollowed a ton of coaches, including like our own team, which was good for a while. And then I felt like disconnected, you know, it's like hard. You got to find that balance with it. Cause like I want to be connecting with other people, but our team is who I see first. Cause like that's who obviously tagging in things or interacting with a lot. So that's hard. How do you put a bunch of videos together? Oh, like if you already have clips? We did not talk about that. Right, Mackenzie? Uploading clips. We just talked about recording them directly in Reels, but I think you can upload.
Yeah,
Can
I
you upload
think
more than one clip?
Like how people do the ones where I don't know, like I saw
Oh yeah, that's what we did with the timer.
yeah, like I saw some who was it? somebody was doing one today that I saw somebody on the team that they were like jumping into different
Oh,
shoes
yeah, their
when their
outfit.
outfit was changing. How do you like put all those clips together?
Hang on.
Like,
That
do
was
you,
Melissa.
Melissa, yes. Did
Oh,
she
yeah.
have to use like a different app, do you think?
No. She just
No.
recorded one clip and then she went and changed her clothes and put on different shoes.
Yeah.
I'm trying
So
to
that's how you can sit there in that timer on the bottom. That's when you're recording. When you do the last one, that's the timer. That's where you set up, like, all you would need to do, Devin, is like if you're in one outfit, you only need like 4 seconds for you to do whatever it is you're doing, and then throw your shoe up. And then that's where that little, once you record your first little video part, that however you timed it, you'll get another selection, which is the shadowing. And if you click on that, it kind of gives you a ghost shadow of how you ended your, so like if your hand was up here like this, then you can just put the shadow on, and it, your next thing you're filming, you just put your hand right there, and you're like, oh, my shoes are on, if that makes sense. I think you just have to play with it, because really that's all it is
But
that.
that's within the app though. That's within Reels.
Yeah.
Or-
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Because
Yeah.
I haven't played with it a bunch, and I've mostly just switched over like old TikToks to Reels. But yeah, I didn't know. I was feeling like I had to use like a different app and like smash all the videos together, even if they were just like 4-second clips or whatever, to make a 15-minute or 15-second video, which seems like it would be a pain, because then there's like the watermark from the other video and all of that.
Oh yeah.
Or the other app, sorry. But sounds like maybe it's possible in Reels, so I'll just have to try it more.
So
Yeah.
when she was talking about the timer, like when people jump and stuff, is that what you're talking about when it changes?
Yeah, like
So you put the timer right to that, like 4 seconds, whatever. Yeah. And you just do it. I don't even pay attention to the shadow thing that Mackenzie talked about. I didn't even know. I just know that I'm jumping or I'm covering, and that's where I'm leaving off. And you might have to do it a couple times to get it to like match up, but now it might be easier with what Mackenzie just shared. But it's like super simple, and I always put it in the 2x mode because it's sped up, and you can move slower to try to like get it to connect easier.
and that's all within Reels, like on Instagram.
Yep.
Awesome. Okay, I just have to play around with it more. Cool.
All right. I have another call at 7:30, so I will have to jump off, or 8:30 your time or whatever. But was this helpful? Like, to at least just like think through some things. Hopefully the Reels was helpful, or thinking through your posts or something. Hopefully everyone got something out of it. That's all that matters. Might not need all of it, but something. All right, do we want to just do a photo or a boomerang? Let's just do a picture, and I'll post it in Goal Getters. All right, smile. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Okay, gotcha. All right, guys, I'll post the recording hopefully tonight or this morning. So, and
Thanks, Amanda.
you're welcome. Have a good night.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
You're welcome.